In your comfortable seat, just start to sense where you are in space and let your hands rest lightly on your thighs. And just notice what's in contact with the floor. Maybe you can feel your sits bones, or maybe parts of your ankles or feet. And see if you can let your hip joints be easy, your knees and ankles easy. And then allow your spine to subtly lengthen up out of the base of your pelvis, all the way up through your head, all the way to the crown of your head. Check in with your shoulders, make sure they're dropping down. Check in with your jaw, make sure your jaw is relaxed. And it's your choice whether your eyes are open or closed. And tuning into the present moment, begin to notice your breath. Notice your inhale, the subtle pause at the top of your inhale. Notice your exhale, and there might be a subtle pause at the bottom of your exhale. And allow your breath to get a little fuller and deeper. And if you can allow your exhale to become longer than your inhale, see how that affects your breath. And if it's challenging to figure out if your exhale is longer than your inhale, you can add a little count. For example, inhaling for 3 and then exhaling for 4 or 5, or any variation of that ratio. If your mind wanders, bring it back to your breath. You can keep your eyes open or closed. We'll start with some shoulder rolls. Inhale your shoulders forward all the way up to your ears. Exhale as they roll back and down. Again, inhale shoulders forward, up to your ears. Exhale as they roll back and down. One more like that. Inhale shoulders forward, up to your ears. Exhale back and down. Then reverse your shoulders. Inhale back and up. Exhale forward and down. 2 more. Inhale back and up. Exhale forward and down. 1 more. Inhale back and up. Exhale forward and down. Let your shoulders relax down. Drop your chin to your chest. Just let your head be heavy. We'll circle our heads to the right. Inhaling right, back. Exhaling left, down. Inhaling right, back. Exhaling left, down. Inhaling right, back. Exhaling left. Reversing the circle. Inhaling left, back. Exhaling right, down. Inhaling left, back. Exhaling right. 1 more. Inhaling left, back. Exhaling right and down, and then bring your head back up to vertical. All right, inhale, reach your arms out to the sides and up, long waist. And then reach your right arm down, take a side bend to your right. And then make sure both sits bones are grounded. Check to see if the opposite sits bones wants to come off the floor and re-ground it. And then bend that elbow, place your hand at the base of your skull, just cradling it. We did this last week if you were here. You're going to inhale, open your elbow and chest to the ceiling. Exhale, elbow and chest, curl and soften to face the right leg. Inhale, open your elbow and your chest towards the ceiling. Exhale, fold to face the right leg. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, fold and soften. One more. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, fold and soften. And then reach that arm. Come all the way up, both arms to the ceiling. We'll take that to the other side. Take a little side bend to your left. Find your side bend first. Make sure both sits bones are grounded into the earth. And then bend your elbow, cradle the base of your skull with your hand. Then on an inhale, open your elbow and chest a little bit more towards the ceiling. Exhale, let it fold diagonally forward. Inhale, open the elbow and chest towards the ceiling. Exhale, fold over the leg. Inhale, lift the elbow, open the chest. Exhale, fold. One more. Inhale, open your elbow, lift your chest. Exhale, fold and soften. And then reach that arm long and come all the way up. Both arms reaching overhead again. Take a twist to your right. Release left hand down to your right thigh. Right hand to the floor. Inhale, grow a little bit taller through the crown of your head. And on your exhale, maybe twist a little bit more. Inhale here, growing taller through the crown of your head. And exhale, micro twist a little bit more. One more breath here. Inhale here. Exhale, micro twist. Inhale, reach both arms up to the ceiling, long waist facing front again. Twist to your other side. Exhale on the twist, release the arms down. Inhale, grow taller through the crown of your head. Exhale, maybe twist a little more. Inhale, grow taller. Exhale, twist. Inhale, grow taller. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach your arms up to the ceiling, facing front. Exhale, reach your arms out to the side. Bring your hands to fingertips like little tent hands on the floor behind you. Inhale, puff up your chest, lift your gaze. Take a few breaths into the very tops of your lungs. And then bring your gaze forward and we will come to hands and knees for some cat-cow. All right. So hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. We'll begin with an inhale. Look forward and up. Exhale, press the floor away. Let your head drop. Inhale, look forward and up. Maybe feel your hands pull towards your hips in a pull. Exhale, push the floor away. Let your head release. Inhale, look forward and up. Feel the hands pull towards the hips. Exhale, press the floor away. Inhale, look forward and up. Exhale, press the floor away. And then come to a neutral spine. All right, we'll do this little twist we did the other day on hands and knees. So stretch your right leg back, tucking the toes under. And just for a moment, really feel that leg activated, lengthening with your right heel reaching back. And then reach the left arm up to the ceiling into a twist. Inhale here, and on your exhale, thread that arm through the other one to come bring your left shoulder and the left side of your head to the floor. Inhale, open into the twist again. Exhale, thread your arm through, coming onto the shoulder and side of the head. Inhale, press into the right hand to open into your twist. Exhale, thread it through. Inhale, open into your twist. Exhale, thread it through. We'll stay here. Back of the shoulder on the floor, side of the head on the floor. And then press, come up. place your left hand momentarily on the floor. Lift your right leg up off the floor. We take a little balance here. Then re-reach your left arm forward off the floor. And then place that hand and knee on the floor. All right, now we take us all to the other side. Stretch your left leg back, tucking the toes under. Just really for a moment feel that left heel reach back so that left leg's very activated. Crown of the head reaches forward. And then inhale, open your right arm up into a twist. Exhale, thread the arm through, right shoulder and right side of the head come to the floor. Inhale, press into your left hand, open into your twist. Exhale, thread your arm through, coming onto the shoulder. Inhale, press into your hand, open into your twist. Exhale, thread your arm through. Inhale, press, open into your twist. Exhale, thread through, stay here for a couple breaths. Just this feels really nice on the back of that shoulder, hopefully. Let your head rest on the floor, side of the head on the floor. And then come up, pressing into that hand. Place weight on both hands for a moment, then lift your left leg off the floor. Try to keep a true parallel, then lift your opposite arm off for balance. All right, place your hand and knee on the floor. Press back to a child's pose. Knees can be close together or your knees can be wide and separated. Take a few breaths here in child's pose. Check back in with your breath. All right, come forward to hands and knees once again. And we'll come into downward facing dog. So tucking your toes under, press hands on the floor, reach hips up to the high diagonal, and then anything you need here. If you want to pedal your feet, bending one knee at a time, you can just reach both heels to the floor. You can wag your tail side to side. And then taking small steps, walk your feet, articulating through your feet as you walk your feet forward towards your hands. To hang over to forward bend. If you want to soften your knees, you can. And then bending your knees a little bit more, roll up through your spine to come all the way to stand. All right, I'm just going to take my jacket off because I'm finally getting warm. We'll come to mountain pose. So if you have a mat, or just make sure you have enough room to step back into a lunge behind you. So Tadasana, mountain pose. I'm just going to remind us of the tripod of the foot. So as you're in mountain pose, see if your right foot you can feel the ball of the big toe, the ball of the pinky toe, and the center of the heel. Those 3 points, and see if you can find equal weight pressing into the floor in your right foot. And then find that tripod also in your left foot, ball of the big toe, ball of the pinky toe, center of your heel. And if you're thinking about actively pressing those tripods in each foot to the floor, you might feel a little energy up your legs. It's not a gripping, it's not a hard energy, but you just might feel a little energy up through your legs. And then allow that energy to have a sense of going through your spine, all the way up through the crown of your head, shoulders relaxed down, so that like a mountain, our feet are grounded and spreading into the earth, rooting in, and the head, the crown of the head is just lightly lengthening up towards the sky. All right, half sun salutes, rotate palms out, inhale, lift hands and gaze. Exhale, take a side bend to your right, right arm down, take a side bend, hips can sway to the side. Inhale, palms meet up overhead, lift your gaze. Exhale, left arm down, side bend, hips can sway a little bit. Inhale, palms lift, lift your gaze. Exhale, dive over your legs into your forward bend. Inhale to spine parallel to the floor, crown of the head reaching forward, tailbone reaching back. Exhale, fold over your legs. Bend your knees and roll up through your spine. Again, inhale, palms reach out and up, lift your gaze. This time, left arm down, side bend to your left, hips can sway to the side. Inhale, palms up, lift your gaze. Exhale, right arm down, hips can sway to the side. Inhale, palms meet, lift your gaze. Exhale, fold over your legs into a forward bend. Inhale, spine parallel to the floor, crown of the head lengthening forward, tailbone back. Exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees, roll up through your spine. All right, continuing on to step backs, so no more side bends. Inhale, palms, reach out and up, lift your gaze. Exhale, dive over your legs into your forward bend. Inhale, spine lengthens to parallel. Exhale, fold over, bend your knees, place your hands on the floor, step your right leg back to a lunge. All right, go ahead and lower your back right knee to the floor. Let your head drop. And we're just going to straighten and bend the back knee a couple times. So on an inhale, straighten the right knee. Right heel reaches back, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, lower the knee, drop your head. Inhale, lengthen, straightening that right knee, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, lower knee, let your head drop. Inhale, reach your right heel back, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, lower your knee, let your head drop. One more time, inhale, stay here, take a twist, reach your left arm up to the ceiling. Make sure the tripod in your front left foot is really grounded and you're not rolling to the outside of your left foot. And then release the hand, release the knee down, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale forward into plank pose. Exhale, lower your knees, lower your chest to the floor with elbows into the ribs. Untuck your toes. Inhale, reach the chest forward into a small cobra. Maybe feel the hands pull towards the hips. Exhale, lower, press back to downward facing dog. Feeling those hips reach up to the high diagonal. Rise high up on the balls of both feet like a releve, and then stretch those heels back down. Again, rise high up on the balls of both feet, stretch your heels back down. Rise high up on the balls of both feet, stretch your heels back down. Inhale here. On your exhale, step your right leg forward to a lunge on the other side. And then go ahead and lower your back knee to the floor. Let your head release. Inhale, straighten your back leg. Crown of the head reaches forward a little bit more. Exhale, lower your knee. Let your head drop. Inhale, straightening your back leg, reaching that heel back. Exhale, lower your knee. Head releases. Inhale, lengthen the left leg, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, lower your knee, let your head drop. One more time, inhale into the lunge, and then this time take your twist. Open up your right arm to the ceiling, twisting. Check in with your front right foot, make sure you can feel the tripod in that foot. And then bring that hand back down to the floor. Step your back leg forward to your forward bend. Inhale, spine parallel to the floor. Exhale, fold over. Everyone bend your knees into a mini squat. Open your arms out to the side like an airplane. And then inhale, straightening the legs. Palms meet up overhead. Exhale, your hands down in front of your heart center. Release the arms down. Inhale, palms meet out and up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, spine parallel to the floor. Exhale, fold over, bend your knees, hands on the floor. Step your left leg back to a lunge. All right, from here, we're gonna take the twist again, and we're gonna work a little bit of a wrap of the twist, the arm up. So, reach your right arm up to the ceiling into a twist. Inwardly rotate it. Bend the elbow so the hand drops behind your back. And maybe the back of your wrist can touch the back of your left hip. Or maybe it can wrap and your fingertips can come to your front left hip point and just feel it help it be a little bit buoyant. Make sure that straight leg is very energized with the heel reaching back. And stay here for one more breath in your twist. Unwrap the arm, reach it up to the ceiling. Bring it down to the floor. Lower your knee to the floor, untuck your toes. Bring your hands to your front thigh for a little lunge. One juicy shoulder roll. Inhale, shoulders forward, up. Exhale, back and down. Reach your arms forward. Interlace your hands. Just notice which thumb's on top for later. Stretch your index fingers, little pointer fingers, and then reach those index fingers away and up, lifting your chest and your gaze. Keep pressing your front right foot into the floor, keeping it active. All right, release your hands down to the floor. Step back to downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank pose. Exhale, lower your knees and chest, elbows into the ribs. Untuck toes. Inhale into your cobra, maybe coming a little higher. And then exhale, lower. Press back to downward facing dog. Rise high up on the balls of both feet. Stretch your heels back down. Rise high up on the balls of both feet. Stretch your heels back down. One more time. Rise high up on the balls of both feet. Stretch your heels back down. Inhale here, and on your exhale, step your left leg forward to a lunge on the other side. So we'll start with our twist. Reach your left arm up to the ceiling, twisting to your left. And then if you want to take the wrap, inwardly rotate that shoulder. Drop your hand behind your back so the back of the left wrist comes to the back of the right hip. And maybe you can even wrap your fingers around to touch your front right hip. And just feel it supported and lifted away from the floor as you're energizing your right leg and twisting your heart up towards the ceiling. Make sure you're breathing. All right, if your arm's wrapped, release it up to the ceiling for a moment and then place that hand on the floor. Lower your back knees, untuck your toes. Bring your hands up to your front thigh and bring your body upright. A shoulder roll. Inhale, shoulders forward, up. Exhale, back and down. Reach your arms forward, interlace your hands. If it's the same interlace, put the other thumb on top and re-interlace. Then stretch your index fingers forward, and then they point forward and lift you out and up. Make sure you're breathing. And you want to have a little activity of pressing that front foot into the floor. All right, bring your hands down to the floor. Step your back leg forward to your forward bend and hang over. Inhale, spine comes parallel to the floor. Exhale, fold over. Bend your knees in a small squat. Arms out to the side in an airplane position. And then inhale, press feet into the floor to straighten the legs. Palms meet up overhead. Exhale, hands down in front of your heart center. All right, now when we're going to use our prop, that strap or theraband. So I'm just going to grab mine a little bit closer. So I'm going to face you. I'm just going to do a little bit more warming up of the shoulders because I have some more wrapping we're going to do today. So the first thing we're going to do is take a pretty wide grip of your strap or whatever you're holding on to. And we're just going to reach it up and a little bit behind us. You may need to widen. Keep pulling the strap apart So you don't want it to go slack. And then it can go a little bit behind you and maybe even all the way down and then back. And I have to widen my arms a little bit to come up. But it's important to keep actively pulling the strap apart or the theraband a little bit. Not too much with the theraband because it'll just go behind. And one more time, going back behind us and forward. All right. Now keep it a little bit, I'm having it slightly diagonally overhead, not straight over my head, slightly diagonally. We're going to internally rotate the left shoulder and bring that arm down. And the strap can come a little bit behind, the other arm stays up. And then again, and again, we're trying to pull the strap apart a little bit or your theraband. Other side, right shoulder inwardly rotates and pulls down, the other arm can lift up to the ceiling, but they're trying to pull the strap apart and come back up. So there's tension there. Again, left shoulder inwardly rotate and it comes down and a little bit behind. And then back up, we're pulling the strap apart continually. Right shoulder inwardly rotates and a little bit down and back. We keep pulling the strap apart even as we come back up. And then we release it down, let your strap come to the floor somewhere nearby, shake your shoulders out. All right, come back to your mountain pose Tadasana. Establish that sense of grounding through your feet, connecting all the way up through your spine to the crown of your head. One more round of step backs. Inhale, palms reach out and up, lift your gaze. Exhale, fold over your legs into a forward bend. Inhale, spine parallel to the floor, crown forward, tail back. Exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees, step your right leg back to a lunge. Rotate that back foot onto the floor about 45-degree angle. We'll come up to warrior one. I'm going to bring my foot a little bit closer. All right, reaching the arms forward and up. Front knee is bent, back leg is straight. Go ahead, straighten your front leg. Release the arms down for a moment. Bring your hands to your hips. All right, just try and square those hips. They may not square entirely, but ideally in a warrior one alignment, the hips want to face the front leg. The tripods in our feet are pressing into the floor, especially that heel point of the tripod. We're also squeezing the inner thighs towards our midline for a little bit more stability. Now, reach your arms out to the side again. I'm going to face with my back towards the camera a little bit. Sweep your hands behind. You can grab opposite elbows, or you can take the palms together with the fingertips pointing down with the thumbs resting on the sacrum. Or you can do reverse prayer, which is palms together, and I'm not going to be able to do it today, but your palms would meet and you may aim to bring them up towards your mid-back. I'm going to take palms together, fingertips pointing down. Wherever you are, I like this one because the thumbs on my sacrum just encourage my sacrum to just drop forward because my sacrum likes to tip towards back wall. All right, wherever your arms are, allow your shoulders to roll back a little bit. Feel those legs grounded, and then lifting, growing, and arcing just your upper spine. So it's an upper back bend. Take one more breath here. Bring your gaze forward and release the arms. All right, come back, bend your front knee, bring the back leg parallel to a lunge, and then lower your back knee to the floor and untuck your toes. And this is where you might want a little padding under your knee. So I'll just show, I have a little padding here. I would just lift up my back knee and place it down if I want padding. I'm just going to go ahead and keep it here so you can see. All right, so we're going to use the front foot, this push-pull action. So feel your front heel pull towards your hips to reach your chest forward and maybe just come to your fingertips. And then push your left foot into the floor, send your hips back, and you're going to come into a little hamstring stretch. And maybe you flex that front ankle with the toes up to the ceiling. And then if the ankle's flexed, lower that foot back down. Pull with that front leg to pull the hips forward and pull to lift the chest. Even fingertips can even come off the floor. So we're keeping this front leg very active. Then push that leg into the floor to send your hips back. Maybe flex the ankle. Once again, pull the heel towards the hips, even though it doesn't move. Knee bends, hips come forward, chest lifts up a little bit. One more time, we're going to push the foot on the floor, send your hips back, come into your hamstring stretch. And then now we're going to add an outward rotation. So from the top of the thigh, outwardly rotate. We'll get a little bit more into the lateral hamstring, the biceps femoris. Keep breathing. Remember, all this is optional. You make your choices. All right, if you were here turned out, turn the leg back to parallel. Pull with the heel to bend that knee and send the hips forward. If you have padding underneath that knee, go ahead and lift it out of the way and step back to downward facing dog. Inhale forward into plank pose. Exhale, lower knees, chest. Untuck your toes, inhale into cobra, maybe coming up even higher, which might need to push into the floor a little bit, and then lowering back down. Press back to downward facing dog. Rise high up on the balls of both feet. Stretch your heels back down. Rise high up on the balls of both feet. Stretch your heels back down. Rise high up on the balls of both feet. Stretch your heels back down. Inhale here. On your exhale, step your right leg forward to a lunge. Rotate your back leg down so the whole foot's down at about a 45-degree angle. You might want to step it a little bit closer. And then come up to warrior one, arms by your ears. And then reach the arms out to the side, hands to the hips, straighten your front leg. All right, hands on the hips, just encourage that left hip point forward without bending your back knee. Feel the tripod in each foot, especially the heels, grounding into the earth. And then reach your arms out to the side, sweep your hands behind you, either grab opposite elbows or palms together, fingertips pointing down or fingertips pointing up. Your choice. Inner thighs squeeze towards each other, tailbone guides down, roll your shoulders back, and then lifting your chest into an upper back bend. So the lower back is not really hyperextending. It's mainly in your upper thoracic spine. Keep breathing. Then bring your gaze forward, release your arms, bend your front knee, bring your hands to the floor, bring that back leg to parallel and lower that knee, and then add the padding under your knee if you feel like you would like a little extra cushion. All right, untuck your back toes. First, feel that whole front foot pressing into the floor and pulling towards your hips to feel the chest reach forward and maybe just the fingertips come to the floor or lift off the floor. Then press your right foot into the floor, send your hips back, straightening that right leg, maybe flexing the ankle. Feel the right heel pull towards your hips, placing the foot back on the floor. It keeps pulling, pulling, pulling to reach the hips forward, lifting the chest a little bit. And then press that right foot into the floor to send your hips back, flexing at the ankle. Again, heel pulls, hips come forward, chest lifts. And again, press that foot into the floor to send your hips back, flexing the foot. And then if you added the outward rotation on the other side, you're going to do that here. Outwardly rotate from the top of the thigh bone. And just getting a little bit more length, stretch for the lateral hamstring. All right, bring that leg back to parallel. Still pull to bring the hips forward. And then if you have padding, just lift the knee a little bit, move it out of the way, and then step your back leg forward to your forward bend, folding over. Inhale your spine parallel to the floor, crown forward, tailbone back, exhale, fold over. Bend your knees into a mini squat, arms out to the side. Inhale, press the feet into the floor as you straighten the legs, palms meet up overhead. Exhale, your hands down in front of your heart center. All right, continuing on. Here we go. Inhale, palms reach out and up. Lift your gaze. Exhale, dive over your legs. Inhale, spine parallel to the floor. Exhale, fold over, bend your knees. Step back to downward facing dog directly. All right. Inhale forward into plank pose, your choice. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, back to down dog. Lift your right leg into down dog split. Go ahead, open up the hip, bend the knee. Try and step that foot to the sidewall. And then re-extend that leg, turn it to parallel. Bend the knee, step it forward. And we'll come up to warrior two. Turn your back foot down, cartwheel your arms up to warrior two. All right, here we'll go into our vinyasa. Inhale, I'm gonna, actually before we do anything, find that tripod, especially in your front foot, and especially the heel point of that tripod. So as you inhale, press the tripod into the foot, straighten the leg, reach arms up overhead. Exhale, widen back out to warrior two. Inhale, press that front foot into the floor to straighten the leg, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, widen back out to warrior two. Inhale, straighten that leg, palms reach up to the ceiling. Exhale, widen back out to warrior two. Keep your arms here. Straighten your front leg by pressing that right heel into the earth. Coming into triangle pose, Trikonasana. Reach your right arm forward, hips can shift back. Lightly place that hand on the leg, left arm up towards the ceiling. You can stay here, or if you want to take that half bind, you can. Inwardly rotate. Drop the hand behind you, bending the elbow. And you can just let the wrist rest on the back of the hip. I'll turn with my back in case you want to see. Or you can wrap the hand around the upper right thigh and encourage it to externally rotate without losing tripod of your foot. Wherever you are, just feel the heart spin towards the ceiling a little bit more. If your hand is in a half bind, reach it up to the ceiling. Press into your feet to come up. I'll reorient back the other way. All right, cartwheel your hands down to the floor. Step back to down dog split. Reach that right leg up to the ceiling. Place right leg on the floor and down dog. Other side. Left leg lifts to down dog split. Open up the hips, bend your knee. Press that left foot to the sidewall. And then re-lengthen that leg. Come to parallel, squaring off the hips. Bend the knee, step it forward into your lunge. Back foot to the floor, cartwheel your arms up to warrior two. Take a moment to feel the tripod of your front foot. And then inhale, press that foot into the floor to straighten the leg, reach arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, widen out to warrior two. Inhale, press into the floor, reach arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, widen out to warrior two. Again, inhale, press the foot into the floor to straighten the leg. Exhale, widen. Stay here, straighten your front leg by pressing that foot into the floor again, especially keep feeling that heel press into the floor. Then triangle pose, Trikonasana, reach the arm forward, place it lightly on the leg, right arm up to the ceiling. If you want to take the half bind, inwardly rotate that shoulder. Drop the hand behind the back, bending the elbow. Maybe that hand can wrap around to the top of your left thigh. The shoulder's harder for me. And encourage external rotation with your hands and fingers. If you're grabbing that thigh, encourage outward rotation of that left thigh. Then wherever you are, feel your heart rotate up towards the ceiling a little bit more. If your hand is in a bind, release it and reach it up to the ceiling. Press into your feet to come all the way up. Cartwheel your hands down to the floor. Come to down dog split. Reach that left leg up into the air and lower it to the floor. All right, you can step your legs forward to a forward bend, or I'll talk through hopping the legs forward. So if you'd like to hop the legs forward, inhale, rise up onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, take a little demi-plie and hop the legs forward. And then everybody come with flat back, spine parallel to the floor. Exhale, fold over. Take a mini squat, reach your arms out to the sides. And then press into your feet to straighten the legs, palms meet up overhead. Exhale your hands down in front of your heart center. All right, we'll go to the next side. We'll go on. I'm going to add a little bit of core work with knee coming into the chest from down dog split. So we'll do 3 knee ins from down dog split for a little bit more heating up the core. Here we go. Inhale, palms reach out and up. Exhale, dive over your legs into a forward bend. Inhale, spine parallel to the floor, crown forward, tailbone back. Exhale, fold over, bend your knees. Step back to downward facing dog. Inhale forward into plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Right leg up to the air and down dog split. Go ahead, open the hip, bend the knee, step that foot to the sidewall. Re-straighten that leg. Bring the leg parallel. Now we're going to do 3 knee ins. You can shift the weight forward a little bit. On your exhale, knee in towards the chest, shifting the shoulders over the hands. Inhale, up to down dog split. Exhale, knee in towards the chest, shifting the weight forward. Inhale, down dog split. Exhale, knee into the chest, and then step that leg forward. Rotate back foot to the floor. Cartwheel your arms up to warrior 2. All right, straighten your front leg. Reach your right arm up to the ceiling. Bend that elbow. We'll take a little tricep stretch. Take a hold of that elbow and just pull it a little bit closer to your head. You can stay here, or you can add a little bit of reverse triangle by side bending a little bit to your left. The gaze might come up a little bit towards the high diagonal. And then come out of that. Reach your arms out. We'll take extended angle. Bend your right knee, get into warrior 2. So you have choices. You can bring your right elbow to the thigh with the palm face up. This arm sweeps over alongside your ear. Or you can reach this hand down towards the floor. Or if you have a block, you can come somewhere in the middle. This is my favorite. You can stay here, or if you'd like to take a half bind, reach the arm up to the ceiling, inwardly rotate, drop that hand behind the hip, and then maybe you can take a hold of the top of the right thigh and encourage it to outwardly rotate, just like you did in triangle, if that was available to you. Wherever you are, again, feel that heart center spin a little bit towards the ceiling. It won't entirely face there, obviously. Keep breathing. Check in that you're not holding your breath. If your arm is in a half bind, reach that arm back up to the ceiling. I'm going to move my prop out of the way. Come back up to warrior 2. Straighten that leg for a moment, and then rebend it. All right, coming into a high lunge, sweep the left arm down, rotate the back leg to parallel, reach the arms up, and then bring the hands to the hips. For balancing today, just shift more weight into that front foot and lift the knee in front of you. All right, as dancers, we're probably going to be familiar with this one. We're going to take the first and second fingers, and we're going to wrap them around our big toe. Ooh, good thing I have a wall here. Keep your right hand on your right hip. I'm going to back up because I'm going to hit the wall in a moment. All right. All right, you can stay here. Wherever you are, feel the foot you're standing on grounded to the floor and grow tall through the crown of your head. You can straighten the front leg forward. If the leg's coming forward here, or if you're here, we're going to open it out to the side. Grow taller through the crown of your head so your head is way over that standing leg. You can stay here. You can reach your right arm out to the side. You can turn your head to the right. You could even sweep your hand behind you like we did half bind with the right arm and grab the top of the left thigh and help it outwardly rotate. One more breath here. And then wherever you are, you're going to retrograde it back. Oh my gosh, bend that knee. Back to the high lunge. Woo! All right. Bring the arms down. We're going to step back to downward facing dog split. Here we go. Step the right leg out into the air. Place it on the floor. Lower your knees, press back to a child's pose, and take a little break. All right. Before we do this to the other side, I just wanted to check in. I'll just mention that in this balance with the leg out to the side, wrapping the hand behind the hip, if that's something that's interesting you to work on, it helps me remind me to keep that hip drop down so I'm not excessively lifting that pelvis up. So you can just stay in child's pose if you don't care, or I'm going to face the back with my other leg and just demonstrate. So if I'm here, arm out to the side, here. Once I wrap and I grab the top of the thigh with this hand, I can outwardly rotate it a little bit more or encourage it. All right, so that's just an option. It's great for us as dancers, with especially ballet dancers, all those développé seconds, to be able to feel that. All right, let's go to the other side. So come to hands and knees, find your downward dog. Lift your left leg up to the ceiling for down dog split. Go ahead, open up your hip, bend your knee. Try and step that foot to the sidewall. And then re-lengthen it, turn it to parallel. Here's our core work. Exhale, knee comes into the chest, weight shifts forward a little bit. Inhale, lengthen that leg back out to down dog split. Exhale, knee into the chest, shifting the weight forward. Inhale, lengthen to down dog split. Exhale, knee into the chest tightly, and then step it forward. Rotate your back foot down, cartwheel your arms up to warrior two. All right, straighten your front leg, reach your left arm up to the ceiling, bend that elbow, take a hold of that elbow, and just pull it a little bit closer to your head for a tricep stretch. Your choice, staying here or maybe taking a reverse trikonasa with this arm by side bending a little bit to your right. Release the arms, coming to warrior two, bend your front knee. Okay, finding your extended angle, left elbow can come to the left thigh, or it can come to the floor inside the foot or to a prop. Wherever you are, you can either take the arm alongside your ear. If you would like to do the half bind, inwardly rotate that hand, drop it behind your back. I'm going to come up a little bit, and then maybe you can grab the top of your left thigh and encourage a little outward rotation of the top of the left thigh, keeping that tripod of the foot grounded. And then maybe heart center can rotate a little bit more. And you're breathing. Take one more breath here. And then reach that arm up to the ceiling. And then come up to your warrior two. Take a moment to straighten that leg and give that left thigh a little break. And then rebend it, coming into your high lunge. Sweep the arm down, rotate the leg. I'm going to move this block out of the way. All right, hands to your hips. Pour more weight in your front leg, maybe bending the knee more, and lift your right knee up towards your chest. All right, first two fingers of your right hand, hook around your big toe, making a little okay sign to hold on to it. Wherever you are, feel the standing leg ground into the floor, crown of the head lengthening up so you're connecting through your whole body, and then straightening the leg maybe fully, or you can keep it slightly bent. Then opening the leg out to the side, and then maybe reaching the left arm out to the side and turn your head to the left, and maybe bringing that hand behind you to take the half bind, taking hold of the top of the right thigh and helping it to turn out and rotate. Woo. And then release the hand, bring the leg back, bring the hand to the hip, release that, stepping back to your high lunge. All right, bring your hands to the floor, come to down dog split. Place the foot on the floor. Let's take another child's pose. That was quite a lot. Bend your knees, press back to a child's pose. And it's your choice whether your arms are straight in front of you or arms are by your sides. But take a moment to check in with your breath. All right, come up. You're going to lie on your backs for a bridge pose. So if you want to just shift your hips to the side and swing your legs around. If you want a little core work, you can do the slow lowering onto your back, going through your vertebrae. But eventually coming to lie on your back with your knees bent, feet on the floor, and arms by your sides for a bridge pose. All right, I'm going to talk through two regular bridge poses. You're welcome to take any variations you're familiar with. All right, so if you're doing regular bridge pose, press feet into the floor, lift your hips as high as you can. Maybe snuggle your shoulders underneath a little bit more and interlace your hands. Feel your knees reach towards your toes. Feel your tailbone reaching towards your knees. And keep pressing your upper arms into the floor. Make sure you're not tensing your jaw. Make sure you're breathing. And then if your hands are interlaced, release them and lower your hips back down to the floor. All right, we'll take one more bridge pose. Press your feet into the floor and lift your hips as high as they can go. Snuggle your shoulders underneath a little bit more and interlace your hands. And then keeping those hips lifted high, feel your knees reach towards your toes. Feel your tailbone reach towards your knees. And keep pressing your upper arms into the floor. Release your hands, release your hips back down to the floor. All right, open your arms out into a T-like position. So we'll do a little bit of twisting, keeping the feet on the floor. So let the knees drop to the right And then up and over to the left. They're like little windshield wipers, your legs, just going back and forth. If you want, you can turn your head in the opposite direction as your knees. And then bring your knees to center and go ahead and hug your knees into your chest for a moment. Rock your knees side to side. All right, let's do a figure 4 stretch. So place your feet back on the floor. Let's start by crossing right ankle over left knee. Thread your arms through, grab your leg towards you, and pulling your legs towards your chest. You can use your right elbow to press that right thigh away. Notice if your pelvis wants to roll off the floor, up off the floor, and see if you can lengthen the sacrum and tailbone towards the floor. And that will actually deepen this stretch. And then you could also do a very small rock side to side. And if you find a nice spot for you that feels like you might want to just linger a little longer, just stay there and breathe. I feel a little deeper stretch when I rock a little to my left side. Take 1 or 2 more breaths here. And then release your legs. All right, we go to the other side. Cross left ankle over right knee. Thread your arms through, grabbing your thigh towards you. And then as you pull the legs close to your chest, you can use that left elbow to press the left thigh away. Again, check in with the back of your pelvis and see if it's curling up off the floor. And see if you can think of lengthening out onto the floor. And then if you want to add a little rocking side to side, you're welcome to do that. And see if you find a spot you'd like to linger in for a few more breaths. Take 1 more breath here. And then release that. Release your feet back onto the floor. All right, we'll do 1 more twist a little bit deeper. So bring your arms out to the side in a T-like position. Bring your knees up towards your chest. Drop your knees over to your right. And then you can use your right hand and place it somewhere on top of your left leg, just encouraging it across. And if it's comfortable to have your left palm face up, go ahead and have your left palm face up. And if you want to turn your head a little bit to the left, complete that spiral twist to the spine. You might notice your breath's beginning to get a little bit slower. Take 1 more breath here. And then we go to the other side. Bringing these gently up and over. Dropping them to the other side. And then the left hand can come on top of the right leg somewhere and just encourage it across a little bit more. If it's comfortable to have your right palm facing the ceiling, go ahead and do that. And maybe turn your head to the right palm. take one more breath here. And then gently release the legs. Maybe hug your knees into your chest one more time and rock the knees side to side. Or if you need to do anything else before Shavasana, take that moment. But eventually coming to lengthen your legs onto the floor. I'm going to come to sit up so you can more clearly hear my voice. If you want to put on some warm-up clothes or just cover up to stay warm for your Shavasana, go ahead and take that moment to do that. Your body might start to cool down now. Noticeably cool down. So once you feel like you can lie on the floor, it's your choice whether your eyes are open or closed, but if it's comfortable to close your eyes, go ahead and do so. And as you allow your body to relax into the floor, allow your muscles to soften. Let your bones be heavy. Feel the edges of your skin soften. Allow your eyeballs to fall back in the sockets. Cheeks and jawbone relax. Lips and tongue are soft. Neck and shoulders relax. Chest and back relax. Arms, hands, and fingers relax. Abdomen is soft. Hips and buttocks relax. Thighs relax. Knees relax. Calves, ankles, and feet relax. Resting, relaxing, releasing, restoring. If thoughts come to mind, just let them pass through like clouds. Letting everything go. Resting, relaxing, releasing, restoring. Resting, relaxing, releasing, restoring. Begin to let your breath get a little bit fuller and deeper. Feeling your abdomen as you start to deepen the breath. And bringing your awareness back to your body and back to the space around you. Maybe just sensing the floor underneath you. Feel the air on your skin. And then maybe help the body wake up a little bit more by some small movements. Wiggling fingers or toes, or gently rolling your head and neck from side to side. And then eventually bend your knees to roll onto one side and take a moment on your side. And allow yourself to feel the weight of your body, this home base. And then use your hands and press yourself up. Try to keep your eyes closed if they're closed, and eventually come to find a comfortable seated position. It can be the same as when you started or different. And then just take a moment here with eyes closed to observe your body, observe your breath, observe any differences from when we began. And then bring your palms together in front of your heart center. Go ahead, rest your thumbs on your sternum, your breastbone, knowing that the heart's underneath there. And then bowing forward to seal in our practice, honoring ourselves and each other. Slowly bring your body up. If your eyes are closed, slowly flutter them open. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.